The alarm bells rang through Luna Station like angry metal birds. Captain Jin Taemin jumped from his chair and ran to the main control room. His coffee cup fell to the floor and broke into small pieces. "What is happening?" Jin asked. His heart was beating fast. "Sir, we have a problem," said Lieutenant Park Min-ho. His face was white with fear. "We are getting signals from space. They are not from Earth. They are not from any human ship." Jin looked at the big screen. Strange symbols moved across it like dancing bugs. The symbols were nothing like any human language. They glowed with a cold blue light. "How long have we been getting these signals?" Jin asked. 10 minutes, sir." They keep repeating the same message over and over. Jin had been a soldier for 20 years before becoming a diplomat. He had seen many wars on Earth, but this was different. This was the moment humans had always feared and hoped for. Contact with aliens. Can we understand what they are saying? "Dr. Yun-so, he is working on it now," Min-ho said. "She says she can break the code in a few hours." Jin nodded. Dr. Yun-so, he was the smartest person he knew. If anyone could talk to aliens, it was her. 3 hours later, Dr. Yun came running into the control room. She held a tablet in her hands. Her black hair was messy and her eyes were wide. "Jin, I figured it out," she said. "But you are not going to like what they are saying. Tell me." "They want us to give up. They want us to surrender, right now." Jin felt his stomach drop. "What else?" "They say we are weak. They say we have bad technology. They say they have many ships and we have very few. They want to take over Earth." The control room became very quiet. Everyone stopped working and looked at Jin. He was their leader. They wanted to know what to do. Jin looked at the screen again. The alien symbols kept dancing. He thought about Earth. He thought about his wife and daughter living in Seoul. He thought about all the humans who did not even know aliens existed. "Dr. Yun, can you tell me more about these aliens?" "I studied their language patterns," she said. "They are very organized. They follow strong leaders. They think power is the most important thing. If you are weak, they will crush you. If you are strong, they will respect you. So if we show fear, we lose?" "Yes, if we show fear, they will attack us with everything they have." Jin walked to the communication panel. His hands were shaking, but he made them stop. He had to be calm. He had to be smart. "Can I talk to them?" "Yes, but Jin ... Dr. Yun grabbed his arm. "Our weapons are nothing compared to theirs. Our ships are toys compared to theirs. If we fight, we will all die." Jin smiled. It was not a happy smile. It was the smile of a man who was about to do something very dangerous. "Who said anything about fighting?" He pressed the communication button. The screen changed. Now he could see an alien face. It was gray with big black eyes. It had sharp teeth and no hair. Behind the alien, Jin could see a huge ship filled with strange machines. "I am Commander Veltar of the Hegemony Fleet." The alien said. Its voice was like metal scraping on stone. "You are humans. You will surrender your planet to us." "You have no choice." Jin stood up straight. He looked directly at the alien. He did not blink. "Commander Veltar," Jin said. "I am Captain Jin Tae-min of the Earth Defense Force. We have received your message." "Good, then you will surrender." "We accept your terms," Jin said. Everyone in the control room gasped. Dr. Yun looked at him like he was crazy. "But first," Jin continued, "you should know what you are truly facing." Veltar's black eyes became smaller. "What do you mean?" "We appreciate your restraint," Jin said. "Sending only a small scout fleet shows wisdom. Our defensive systems could have destroyed you easily, but we wanted to talk first." The alien's face changed. It looked confused and maybe a little worried. "Your defensive systems? Of course. We have been watching your people for many years. We know about your ships, your weapons, your home worlds. We have been waiting for the right time to make contact." This was a lie, a complete lie. Humans had no idea aliens existed until 3 hours ago. But Jin said it like it was the most normal thing in the world. "You have been watching us?" "We watch many species," Jin said. 17 different civilizations. To be exact, We decide when and how to make contact. Usually we wait until a species proves they can be peaceful. But your attack on the Corven system last month was ... interesting. Another lie, Jin did not know about any Corven system. He was guessing that these aliens had attacked someone recently. Most warlike species attack someone. Veltar's eyes became very wide. How do you know about Corven? Jin almost smiled. His guess was right. We know many things, Commander. The question is, are you here to make friends or enemies? We looked confused. We came to take your planet. That would be unfortunate, Jin said. Earth is important to us. We would hate to have to respond the way we did with the Faxon incident. Dr. Yun stared at Jin. There was no Faxon incident. There was no Faxon anything. But she did not say a word. The Faxon incident? Veltar asked. Ancient history, Jin said. Nothing for you to worry about. Unless you plan to threaten peaceful worlds like they did. Veltar was quiet for a long time. Jin could see him thinking. The alien was scared. Good, we will need to discuss. This with our commanders, Veltar finally said. Of course. Take your time, but Commander? Yes? Do not mistake our patience for weakness. We have dealt with aggressive species before. We prefer diplomatic solutions, but we are prepared for other options. The screen went black. The aliens had ended the call. The control room was silent. Then Dr. Yun spoke. Jin, what did you just do? Jin sat down in his chair. He was tired. The lie had been harder than any battle he had ever fought. I bought us time, he said. Maybe enough time to figure out how to save the human race. But what happens when they discover you were lying? Jin looked at her. In his eyes she could see the beginnings of a plan. A crazy, impossible, dangerous plan. Then we better make sure they never find out. Outside Luna Station, the alien fleet waited in the darkness of space. On the flagship, Commander Veltar was asking his officers many questions. Questions about humans. Questions about Earth. Questions about things that had never happened. And on Earth, 8 billion people went to sleep, not knowing that their survival now depended on one, man's ability to tell the greatest lie in human history. 2 days passed since the first contact. Jin had not slept much. He drank too much coffee and his hands shook when he held his cup, but his mind was clear. He had a plan. Minho, come here, Jin called to Lieutenant Park Minho. Bring your communication equipment. Minho hurried over with his tablet and earphones. Yes, sir? I need you to create fake radio signals. Make them look like they are coming from different parts of the galaxy. Can you do that? Minho looked confused. Sir, I can make signals that seem to come from anywhere. But why? Because we are going to convince the aliens that humans have ships everywhere in space. Ships that have been watching them for years. Dr. Yun, so he walked into the room. She heard what Jin was saying. That is impossible, she said. We only have 3 ships that can travel between planets. The aliens will know we are lying. No, they will not, Jin said, because they want to believe we are dangerous. Fear makes people believe strange things. Jin turned back to Minho. I need you to create signals that sound like ship-to-ship. Communication. Make them sound old, like they have been broadcasting for months or years. What should the signals say? Make them sound like routine reports. Things like Patrol Sector 7 complete or alien fleet spotted in Zone 12. Make it sound boring, like this happens every day. Minho nodded. He understood. If it sounds boring, it sounds real. Exactly. While Minho worked on the fake signals, Jin called engineer Kim Biora to his office. Biora was young, maybe 25 years old. She had short black hair and always wore dirty work clothes. But she was a genius with computers and holograms. Biora, I need you to create something that does not exist, Jin said. Sir? I need you to make holographic images of human warships. Big ships, scary ships. Ships that could destroy planets. Biora's eyes got big. Sir, we do not have ships like that. I know. That is why I need you to make fake ones. How big? Should they be? Jin thought about it. Make them 10 times bigger than anything the aliens have ever seen. Make them look so powerful that just one ship could fight an entire alien fleet. Aura smiled. She liked challenging projects. I can do that. When do you need them? The aliens will call us again tomorrow. Have them ready by then. The next morning, Commander Veltar's face appeared on the communication screen again. He looked worried. His gray skin seemed more pale than before. Captain Jin, Veltar said, we have been monitoring your space. We detected unusual signals. Jin tried not to smile. Minho's fake signals were working. What kind of signals? Jin asked. They appear to be communication between your ships. Ships in distant star systems. Ships we cannot see. Of course you cannot see them, Jin said. Ships use advanced hiding technology. They have been watching your people for years without being detected. Veltar was quiet for a moment. How many ships do you have? Enough, Jin said. We do not like to reveal our full strength unless necessary. We need to know what we are facing. Jin pressed a button under his desk. The aura had connected her hologram system to the communication channel. Suddenly the space behind Jin filled with light. A massive spaceship appeared. It was black and silver with strange weapons that glowed with blue energy. It was beautiful and terrifying. This is one of our defense platforms around Earth, Jin said. We have 47 similar platforms in this system alone. Veltar stared at the hologram. The fake ship was enormous. It was bigger than 3 of his ships put together. The weapons looked like they could cut planets in half. Impressive, Veltar said. His voice was very quiet. This is just local defense, Jin said. Our main battle fleets are stationed in other systems. Would you like to see one of those? No, Veltar said quickly. That will not be necessary. Jin made the hologram disappear. Good, now shall we continue our discussion? Yes, but first I must ask about something else. We have records of species that disappeared from our region. Of space? Species that were aggressive, like us? What happened to them? Jin's heart beat faster. This was dangerous. One wrong answer could destroy everything. Disappeared? Jin asked. That is an interesting word. We prefer to think of it as problem-solving. When a species threatens peaceful worlds, we solve the problem. Sometimes the solution involves relocation. Sometimes it involves other methods. Relocation? We moved the Venturi people to a nice planet far from anyone else. They were attacking trade ships, so we gave them their own world where they could fight each other instead of bothering others. Another lie. Jin had never heard of the Venturi people, but he said it like he was talking about moving furniture. And the other methods? Jin looked directly at Veltar. His face became very serious and cold. Some species refused to learn. They kept attacking innocents even after we warned them. Those species are no longer a problem for anyone. Veltar asked. Black eyes became wide. You destroyed them? We prefer not to talk about unpleasant history, Jin said. But yes, when necessary, we remove threats to galactic peace permanently. The alien commander was shaking now. Jin could see fear in his eyes. How many species have you removed? Does it matter? The galaxy is more peaceful now. Trade flows freely, wars are rare, that is what matters. But the destruction of entire species is sometimes necessary, Jin finished. We do not enjoy it. But we do not allow evil to spread unchecked. Veltar was quiet for a long time. Behind him, Jin could see other aliens moving around frantically. They were scared. We do not wish to be enemies of humanity, Veltar finally said. That is wise, Jin said. We judge species by their actions, not their words. The fact that you came here ready to attack a peaceful world does not reflect well on your people. We did not know you were here. We thought humans were primitive. Many species have made that mistake. Most learned from it. Some did not have the chance to learn. Another threat hidden in calm words. Jin was getting good at this. What do you want from us? Veltar asked. Nothing, Jin said. We want you to return to your space and think carefully about your choices. If you choose peace, we will leave you alone. If you choose war. Jin did not finish the sentence. He did not need to. We will consider your words carefully, Veltar said. See that you do? And Commander? Yes? Our patience is not unlimited. Other species learned this too late. The screen went black. The aliens had ended the call again. Dr. Yun stared at Jin. You just threatened to destroy their entire species. No, Jin said. I suggested that we had destroyed other species. There is a difference. What if they call our bluff? Jin looked out the window at the stars. Somewhere out there, the alien fleet was deciding whether to attack or retreat. Earth's survival depended on which choice they made. Then we make an even bigger lie, he said. Jin knew he needed help. Lying to aliens was harder than lying to humans. He called Dr. Li Wujin to Luna Station. Dr. Li was a psychologist from Seoul University. He studied how people's minds worked when they were afraid. He was a small man, with thick glasses, but his brain was like a computer. Dr. Li, I need you to help me understand these aliens, Jin said when the doctor arrived. What do you want to know? How do I make them afraid? So afraid that they never want to fight us? Dr. Li sat down and opened his notebook. Tell me about them. How do they act? What do they say? Jin showed Dr. Li recordings of his conversations with Commander Veltar. Dr. Li watched carefully. He took many notes. Interesting, Dr. Li said after watching for an hour. These aliens are like rabbits. Rabbits? Their behavior patterns show they evolved from prey animals. They are naturally afraid of predators. When they sense danger, their first instinct is to run or hide. But they came here to attack us, yes, because they thought you were weak. Prey animals sometimes attack other animals they think are smaller and weaker, but when they meet a real predator, they panic. Jin smiled. So if I can convince them that humans are predators, they will be terrified. Their instincts will tell them to run as far away as possible. How do I do that? Dr. Li thought for a moment. Predators have certain behaviors. They are calm. When they threaten, they do not show anger or fear. They speak about violence like it is normal and boring. And most importantly, they hint at things without explaining everything. Hint at things? A real predator does not need to explain how dangerous it is. Everyone already knows. So when you talk about destroying other species, do not give details. Let their imagination fill in the blanks, Jin understood. Their fear will make them imagine worse things than I could ever say. Exactly. While Dr. Li worked on understanding alien psychology, Jin received bad news. Commander Veltar had sent a message to his superiors. Now the alien high command wanted to know more about humans. Sir, Minho said, we are getting new signals. From the alien fleet, they are talking to someone far away. Someone important. Can you understand what they are saying? Dr. Yun, so he looked up from her translation computer. They are asking for reinforcements. They want a tactical analyst to study human capabilities. Jin felt cold. If the aliens studied humans too carefully, they would discover the truth. What kind of analyst? Someone named Zephyrin, an expert in military strategy and enemy capabilities. How long before this Zephyrin arrives? Their long-distance communication suggests maybe 5 days. 5 days? Jin had 5 days to make the aliens so afraid that they would not listen to any analyst who told them humans were weak. That evening, Commander Veltar called again. This time, he was not alone. Jin could see other aliens behind him. Important looking. Aliens with fancy uniforms, Captain Jin, Veltar said. I want to introduce Admiral Kexler of the Hegemony High Command. The new alien was bigger than Veltar. Its skin was darker gray and it had scars on its face. This one was a soldier. Admiral, Jin said. He did not bow or show respect. Predators did not bow to prey. Human, the Admiral said. We are curious about your species. Tell us about your previous wars. Dr. Li had prepared Jin for this question. Wars? Jin said. We prefer to call them corrections. Corrections? When a species behaves badly, we correct their behavior. Sometimes the correction is gentle. Sometimes it is not. Give us an example. Jin was quiet for a moment. He looked tired, like he was remembering something sad. The Helios system used to have 12 planets, he said finally. Now it has 3. Complete lie. Jin had never heard of a Helios system. But he said it like he was talking about the weather. What happened to the other 9 planets? The species there was enslaving other races. We told them to stop. They refused, so we removed the problem. Admiral Kexler looked shocked. You destroyed 9 planets? We relocated the innocent species first, of course. We are not monsters, but the SLAVRS ... Jin shrugged. Some corrections. Require permanent solutions. How did you destroy planets? Jin looked at the Admiral like he had asked a stupid question. Does it matter? The point is that slavery no longer exists in that region of space. Dr. Lee had told Jin that real predators never bragged about their kills. They acted like violence was just another job. You speak of destroying planets like it means nothing, Admiral Kexler said. Should it mean something? Jin asked. If someone is hurting innocent people, you stop them. If they refuse to be stopped, Jin made a small gesture with his hand. Problem solved. Behind the Admiral, Jin could see other aliens talking frantically. They were scared. How many species have you corrected? I do not keep count, Jin said. That would be morbid. But the galaxy is much more peaceful now than it was 1,000 years ago. 1,000 years? Humans have been maintaining galactic peace for a long time. We do not advertise this fact. Most species prefer not to know who keeps them safe. Another. Humans had not even known aliens existed until a week ago. But surely some species have fought back against you. Jin laughed. It was not a happy laugh. It was the laugh of someone who found something darkly funny. Admiral, do you know what happened to the last species that declared war on humanity? No, good, that means our memory wipe was successful. The aliens all stopped talking. They stared at Jin with wide, terrified eyes. Memory wipe? Veltar whispered. We erased all records of their existence from galactic databases. Every mention of their species, their planets, their culture, we made it as if they never existed at all. Even their name is forgotten. Jin leaned forward. His voice became very quiet and calm. Sometimes, Admiral, the greatest punishment is not death. It is being forgotten completely, as if you never mattered at all. The aliens were shaking now. Even Admiral Kexler looked afraid. Why are you telling us this? The Admiral asked. Because you asked? Jin said simply. And because you seem like reasonable beings who can learn from history. Unlike some species, what do you want from us? Nothing. Go home, live in peace. Do not threaten other worlds. It is very simple. And if we refuse? Jin was quiet for a long moment. He looked directly at Admiral Kexler. When he spoke, his voice was cold as space. Then you will join the other species whose names no one remembers. The screen went black. The aliens had ended the call. Dr. Lee patted Jin on the shoulder. Excellent work. You have them completely terrified. Is that enough? For now. But they will send that analyst soon. We need to prepare for more difficult questions. Jin nodded. The lie was growing bigger and more complex. Soon it would be too big to control, but for now, the aliens were afraid. And afraid aliens did not attack peaceful planets. Outside Luna Station, the alien fleet hung in space like frightened birds. On the flagship, Admiral Kexler was sending urgent messages to the Hegemony High Command, messages about humans who destroyed planets like it was nothing. Messages about species that had been erased from history. Messages about predators who spoke of genocide. Like other people spoke of gardening. The greatest lie in human history was working, for now. Jin knew the aliens would soon discover his lies unless he made them bigger and better. He called for Troy Junesio, the best computer hacker on Earth. Jun-Seo was only 22 years old. He had long black hair and always wore dark clothes. The government usually tried to arrest hackers like Jun-Seo, but now they needed him to save the human race. Jun-Seo, Jin said when the young man arrived at Luna Station, I need you to break into alien computer systems. Jun-Seo smiled. I have been waiting my whole life for someone to say that. Can you do it? Sir, I once hacked into the Pentagon using only a coffee shop's Wi-Fi. Alien computers cannot be much harder. Dr. Yun, so he joined them. Actually, they might be easier, she said. Their computer security is designed to stop other aliens, not humans. Our approach to programming is completely different. Junesio cracked his knuckles. What do you want me to do once I am inside their systems? Plant evidence, Jin sighed. Evidence that humans have been all over the galaxy for hundreds of years. Old records, ancient files, anything that makes it look like we have been watching them for centuries. What kind of evidence? Trade records showing human ships visiting alien ports. Archaeological data showing human artifacts on ancient worlds. Communication logs of humans talking to other species. Make it look like humans have been the secret rulers of the galaxy for 1,000 years. Junesio's eyes lit up. That is beautiful. Evil, but beautiful. While Junesio worked on hacking alien databases, Jin called Captain Shin A-Young. She commanded Earth's only real interstellar ship, the Soul's Pride. It was small and old, but it could travel between star systems. Young, I have a dangerous mission for you, Jin said when she arrived. Captain Shin was a tough woman in her 40s. She had short gray hair and scars on her hands from working on ship engines. She had been flying in space longer than anyone else on Earth. How dangerous? She asked. I need you to fly to the nearest alien world and plant fake evidence that humans visited there long ago. Fake evidence? Artifacts, tools, maybe some kind of monument. Things that look like they are thousands of years old but were actually made by humans. Young thought about it. My ship is not designed for sneaking around alien worlds. You do not need to sneak. The aliens think we have been everywhere for centuries. If they detect your ship, it just proves we are still watching them. What if they attack me? They will not. They are too afraid. Young nodded. When do I leave? Tonight. I need the evidence in place before their analyst arrives. That evening, Junesio showed Jin his progress. The young hacker had been working for 12 hours straight. His eyes were red and he had empty coffee cups everywhere. I am inside their main database, Junesio said. Their security was terrible. I could have broken in using my old laptop. What did you find? Everything. Trade routes, military plans, historical records, even personal messages between alien leaders. It is like having the keys to their entire civilization. Good, now start planting our fake evidence. Junesio's fingers flew across his keyboard. I am adding records of human trading ships visiting their ports over the last 300 years. The records show humans buying and selling exotic goods, always paying in rare metals that cannot be traced. What else? Archaeological data. I am modifying their databases to show that 17 different worlds have human artifacts buried in ancient ruins. The artifacts appear to be at least 5,000 years old. Perfect. Make sure the data looks old and authentic. Already done? I am backdating all the files and making them look like they were discovered by different alien archaeologists over many years. No one will suspect they were all added today. While Junesio worked, Captain Shin A-Young was flying through space toward the nearest alien world. Her ship Soul's Pride was small and quiet, but its engines glowed in the darkness like a blue star. The planet was called Kepler 442b by human astronomers. The aliens called it Vorthan. It was a desert world with ancient ruins that alien archaeologists had been studying for decades. A-Young landed her ship in a canyon far from any alien settlements. She carried a bag of carefully prepared artifacts. Each piece had been aged using chemical processes to make it look thousands of years old. There was a metal sculpture that looked like it might be art or might be a weapon. There were tools made from materials that could only be found on Earth. There was even a small monument with symbols that looked like they might be early human writing. Working quickly in the alien night, A-Young buried the artifacts in different locations around the ancient ruins. She made sure they would be found by the next archaeological expedition, but the most important thing she planted was not an artifact. It was a small transmitter that would send signals when activated. Signals that would look like they were coming from an ancient human monitoring device. Back on Luna Station, Jun SEO was having fun with the alien databases. "Jin, look at this," he said, pointing at his screen. "I found records of something called the Great Silence." "What is that?" "A period in galactic history when several aggressive alien species suddenly disappeared. The remaining species never figured out what happened to them." Jin smiled. "Perfect. Add records suggesting that humans were responsible for the Great Silence." "How?" "Make it look like humans offered the aggressive species a choice: become peaceful or be relocated to distant worlds. Make it seem like the species that disappeared chose relocation. Where were they relocated to? Does not matter. Pick some empty star systems far away. The point is that humans solved the problem of galactic violence by removing the violent species." Junesio typed rapidly. "Done. I am also adding records of human peacekeeping missions throughout the galaxy. It looks like humans have been preventing wars for centuries." "What about trade routes?" "I am modifying shipping records to show that many trade routes avoid certain areas of space. Areas that are marked as human territory in the navigation databases." "Excellent." 3 days later, the evidence was in place. Jun SCO had modified thousands of files across dozens of alien computer systems. Captain Shin had planted artifacts on 3 different worlds. The web of lies now stretched across the galaxy. Commander Veltar called Jin again. This time, the alien commander looked very worried. "Captain Jin," Veltar said, "we have been investigating your claims about human presence in the galaxy." "Oh? What did you find?" "We found ... evidence, lots of evidence. Trade records, archaeological finds, navigation data. It all supports what you have told us." Jin tried to look unsurprised. "Of course it does. Did you think I was lying?" "No, but ... the extent of human influence is greater than we imagined. You have been involved in galactic affairs for thousands of years. Has this knowledge changed your plans?" Veltar was quiet for a moment. "Admiral Kexler has ordered our analyst Zephyrin to conduct a full investigation, but based on what we have already found ... Yes? We are beginning to think that attacking Earth would be ... unwise. Very unwise," Jin agreed. "The records show that species who threaten human interests tend to disappear. Completely. History is full of valuable lessons." "Captain Jin, may I ask you something?" "Of course." "Are humans the reason the galaxy has been so peaceful for the last few centuries?" Jin thought about his answer carefully. This was the most important question yet. "Peace is a choice, Commander. Some species choose it willingly. Others need encouragement to make the right choice. And humans provide that encouragement when necessary." Veltar nodded slowly. "I see. And Earth? What is Earth's role in this human empire?" Jin had been ready for this question. "Earth is where we train our diplomats and peacekeepers. It is also where we keep some of our less aggressive citizens." "Less aggressive?" "Not every human is suited for the work of maintaining galactic peace. Some are too gentle, too kind. We keep them on Earth where they can live quiet lives." Another lie, but it explained why Earth seemed so weak compared to the rest of the supposed human empire. "So the humans we have been talking to ... are the peaceful ones, yes? If you had encountered our military forces ... Jin shrugged. "This conversation would have been very different." Veltar looked terrified. "We thank you for your patience with us. Think nothing of it. We prefer diplomatic solutions when possible." After the call ended, Dr. Yun stared at Jin. "You just told them that Earth is populated by the weak humans," she said. "Yes, it explains why we seem harmless while still being part of the terrifying galactic empire. What happens when their analyst arrives and wants to meet some of our military forces?" Jin looked out at the stars. "In a few days, an alien expert would arrive to study human capabilities. If that expert was smart enough, the entire deception would collapse. Then we show him exactly what he expects to see," Jin said. "How?" Jin smiled. It was a dangerous smile. by introducing him to some very scary humans. The alien analyst arrived on a small, fast ship. Jin watched it dock with Commander Veltar's flagship through his telescope. He felt sick to his stomach. "Sir," Minho said, "we are getting new communication signals from the alien fleet." "Someone new is talking," the analyst. "Yes, her name is Vexai. She is asking very specific questions about human technology and capabilities." Jin called an emergency meeting. Dr. Yun, Dr. Lee, Junesio, Biora, and Minho all gathered in the main conference room. "The analyst has arrived," Jin told them. "This is when our lies either save us or kill us all." "What kind of questions is she asking?" Dr. Yun wanted to know. Minho read from his tablet. "She wants detailed technical specifications for human weapons. She wants to know exactly how we destroyed those planets. She wants to see historical records with precise dates and locations. Can we fake that information?" Biora asked. Junesio shook his head. "Technical specifications are too detailed. If I make up numbers, she will know they are wrong. Real weapons have mathematical relationships between power, energy consumption, and materials. I cannot fake physics." Dr. Lee looked worried. "An analyst trained to spot deception will notice inconsistencies that a regular soldier would miss." "How long do we have?" Jin asked. "She is starting her investigation now," Minho said. "Commander Veltar is giving her access to all the data they have collected about us." "That includes Junesio's fake evidence," Dr. Yun pointed out. "Yes, but she might notice that all the evidence appeared recently in their databases," Junesio admitted. "I was good, but I was not perfect. The timestamps might give me away." Jin felt the walls closing in. The greatest lie in human history was about to be exposed. 2 hours later, Commander Veltar called with his analyst beside him. Vexai was smaller than the other aliens, with silver-gray skin and very intelligent eyes. She carried a tablet covered with symbols and numbers. "Captain Jin," Veltar said, "this is intelligence analyst Vexai. She has some questions about human capabilities." Jin nodded politely. "I'm happy to help," Vexai spoke. Her voice was sharp and precise. "Captain, our records show that humans destroyed 9 planets in the Helios system. Can you provide the technical specifications for the weapons used?" Jin had been dreading this question. "I am afraid that information is classified, of course. But perhaps you could tell us what type of energy was used. Matter conversion? Gravitational manipulation? Antimatter?" "All effective methods," Jin said carefully. "Yes, but which one did you use specifically?" Jin looked directly at her. "Does it matter?" "The planets are gone. It matters for our tactical assessment. Different weapon types require different defensive strategies." Dr. Lee had warned Jin about this. Analysts always wanted specific details because specific details were harder to fake. "Analyst Vexai," Jin said, "you seem very interested in human weapons. Why?" "I am trying to understand the level of threat your species represents." "And what have you concluded so far?" Vexai was quiet for a moment. She looked at her tablet, then back at Jin. "I have found some interesting patterns in the data." Jin's heart started beating faster. "What kind of patterns?" "The archaeological evidence of human presence throughout the galaxy appears to have been discovered very recently. Most of it was found within the last week." Commander Veltar looked confused. "What do you mean?" "The database entries for human artifacts all have recent timestamps, despite claiming to be ancient discoveries. It is as if someone added this information to our systems just days ago." Junesio had been caught. Jin's mind raced, looking for an explanation. "Of course the entries are recent," Jin said. "We have been monitoring your databases and updating them with correct information. Your archaeologists missed many obvious signs of human presence." "You have been monitoring our databases?" "We monitor many things. It helps us keep track of galactic developments." Vexai made notes on her tablet. "I see, and the trade records. Showing human ships visiting our ports over the last 3 centuries. What about them?" "They show payment in rare metals that do not exist in nature. Metals that could only be created using advanced technology," Jin felt sweat on his forehead. Vexai was too smart? We have advanced technology, he said. Yes, but these metals show properties that violate known physics. They have isotope ratios that are impossible to achieve. Silence. Jin did not know what isotope ratios were, but they sounded important. Perhaps your understanding of physics is incomplete, Jin said finally. Vexai stared at him. Perhaps. After the call ended, Jin gathered his team again. She knows, Dr. Yun said. She knows we are lying. Not yet, Jin replied. She suspects, but she does not know for sure. What do we do? Bo-Ra asked. We give her something that will make her stop investigating. Like what? Jin thought for a moment. Then he smiled. It was a crazy smile. We show her something so terrifying that she will convince her superiors to retreat immediately without asking more questions. How? We stage a demonstration of human military power. Something so convincing that it ends all doubt. Dr. Li looked confused. But we do not have any military power. No, but we can fake it one more time. One final enormous lie that will save the human race. That night, Jin worked with his team to plan the most audacious deception yet. They would create the illusion of a human military force so powerful that the aliens would flee in terror. The next morning, Vexai called again. This time, she had more questions about the inconsistencies she had found. Captain Jin, she said, I have discovered several problems with the evidence of human presence in our galaxy. What kind of problems? The archaeological finds show signs of recent placement. The trade records contain impossible data. The historical files have been modified recently. Commander Veltar looked shocked. Are you saying the humans have been lying to us? Before Vexai could answer, Jin interrupted. Analyst, you are very observant. Perhaps too observant for your own good. What do you mean? You have discovered information that is classified at the highest levels of galactic security. Information that most species are not ready to handle. I do not understand. Jin's voice became very serious. The evidence you have found was planted deliberately. We wanted to see if your intelligence services were capable of detecting our monitoring activities. You were testing us? We test all species that show aggressive tendencies. You passed the test? You found our hidden surveillance programs? Vexai looked uncertain. But why hide the surveillance? Because most species panic when they discover how closely we watch them. They make bad decisions. They start wars they cannot win. And now that we know, Jin leaned forward. Now you get to see what we normally keep hidden. The real extent of human capabilities. I do not think that is necessary. Oh, but it is. You asked for proof? You questioned our claims? Now you will see the truth. Jin pressed a button. All human ships in this system, please decloak and prepare for inspection by our alien guests. For a moment, nothing happened. Then Bo-Ra's hologram system activated with power Jin had never seen before. The space around Luna Station filled with light. 50 massive warships appeared from nowhere. Each one was the size of a city. They hung in space like sleeping giants, their weapons aimed at the alien fleet. But that was not the most terrifying part. The most terrifying part was that the ships looked old, battle-scarred, like they had been fighting wars for thousands of years. These are just the ships stationed near Earth, Jin said calmly. Our main battle fleets are positioned throughout the galaxy. Vexai was shaking. Commander Veltar had gone completely pale. How many ships do you have? Veltar whispered. Enough, Jin said. We have been preparing for galactic peace for a very long time. Why are you showing us this? Because analyst Vexai insisted on seeing proof. Now she has it. Vexai stared at the massive holographic fleet surrounding her ship. Even though the ships were fake, they looked completely real. More real than anything Bo-Ra had ever created. We should leave, Vexai said quietly. Yes, Jin agreed. You should. The holograms disappeared. Space became empty again. Remember, Jin sighed. You came to our world with threats of conquest. We responded with patience and diplomacy. Other species have not been so fortunate. Commander Veltar nodded frantically. We understand. We will report that humans are ... not to be disturbed. Good choice. After the call ended, Jin slumped in his chair. The final lie had been told. Now they could only wait to see if it worked. Will they believe it? Dr. Yun asked. They want to believe it, Dr. Lee said. Fear makes people accept explanations that let them survive. And if they do not? Jin looked out at the real stars, where a real alien fleet was deciding whether to attack or retreat. Then we hope our lie was bigger than their courage. The alien fleet prepared to leave. Jin could see their ships moving into formation through his telescope. But then Commander Veltar called one last time. Captain Jin, Veltar said. He looked tired and scared. Before we depart, I must ask one final question. What is it? If humans are so powerful, why do you live on only one planet? Why is Earth so ... small? Jin felt his stomach drop. This was the question he had been dreading. If Earth was the center of a galactic empire, why did it look so weak? But then Jin had an idea. The most dangerous idea of his life. Commander, you have discovered something that is classified at the highest levels. Something that could change how you see everything. What do you mean? Jin took a deep breath. Earth is not our homeworld. Silence. Everyone on Luna Station stared at Jin. Even his own team looked shocked. Not your homeworld? Veltar whispered. Earth is a prison. The words hung in the air like a bomb waiting to explode. A prison? Yes, this is where we keep our criminals. Our exiles, our weakest members. The humans you have been talking to are not representatives of our empire. We are the ones our own species rejected. Vexai leaned forward. That is impossible. Is it? Did we not seem strangely peaceful for a species that destroys planets? Did we not offer diplomacy when we could have simply eliminated you? You are prisoners? We are the humans who were too kind, too gentle, too reluctant to use force. Our own people sent us here because we were not suitable for the work of maintaining galactic order. Jin pointed to himself. I was exiled for refusing to eliminate a hostile species without trying diplomacy first. Dr. Yun was sent here for arguing that some primitive civilizations should be left alone to develop naturally. Dr. Yun stared at Jin with wide eyes, but she did not contradict him. The humans on Earth are the rejects, the soft-hearted, the weak. We are kept here so we cannot interfere with the hard decisions that maintaining galactic peace requires. But you said you could contact your military? Forces ... We can send messages to our guards. The real human military keeps a few ships near Earth to make sure we do not escape. What you saw was a tiny fraction of their fleet. Veltar and Vexai looked at each other in horror. If these are your weakest humans, Vexai said slowly, what are your strongest like? Jin's voice became very quiet. I pray you never find out. Suddenly, alarms started ringing on Luna Station. Jin smiled. He had planned this. Sir, Minho shouted. We are detecting unauthorized human military activity in Section 7. Jin cursed loudly. Not again. Why can the guards never control them properly? Control who? Veltar asked. Some of our more dangerous prisoners. They try to escape every few months. Usually the guards handle it quietly, but sometimes. On the communication screen behind Jin, Oyeon-suk appeared. She was the former theater director who had helped with previous deceptions. But now she looked completely different. Yeon-suk had put scars on her face using makeup. Her hair was wild and her eyes looked crazy. She wore torn, dirty clothes and carried what looked like a weapon made from scrap metal. Jin, she screamed, the guards are distracted. This is our chance to take the station. Stand down, Nam. Jin shouted back. Return to your cell immediately. No, I'm tired of being locked up with weaklings like you. I should be out there crushing our enemies, not rotting on this pathetic planet. Jin turned to the aliens. Excuse me for a moment. He pressed several buttons frantically. Lights flashed red throughout the station. Security alert, a recorded voice announced. Violent prisoner breakout in progress. All personnel take cover. More prisoners appeared on other screens. Kim Ba'ora had also transformed herself. She looked savage and dangerous, with wild eyes and blood-stained clothes. "Free us, Jin!" Ba'ora screamed. "Let us show these aliens what real humans can do." "Get back in your cells," Jin yelled. "I can smell alien fear from here," another voice shouted. "Let me taste their blood." Jin turned back to the terrified alien commanders. "I apologize. Our violent prisoners sometimes get excited when they detect alien ships nearby." "Violent prisoners?" Veltar whispered. "The humans who were too aggressive for civilized society. They are kept in maximum security cells, but sometimes they break out." "What did they do to be imprisoned?" "You do not want to know. Let me just say that when your own species considers you too violent, double quote, more alarms, more screaming from fake prisoners." Jin ran around the control room, pressing buttons and shouting orders. "Shut down the armory. Do not let them reach the weapons." "Storage. Sir, they have breached level 5, Minho called out. "Seal the blast doors, and somebody call the guards." Jin turned back to the aliens. "Commanders, you need to move your ships away from Earth immediately." "Why?" "If these prisoners escape and steal a ship, they will hunt you across the galaxy for sport. The guards can usually contain them, but not always. How many violent prisoners are on Earth?" "About 2 million. The number was so large that both aliens went pale." 2 million humans too violent for human society?" Vexai asked. "Plus about 6 billion of the weak ones like me. Earth is where we put all the humans who do not fit in normal human civilization." More fake screaming echoed through the station. Yun-Suk appeared on screen again, now carrying what looked like an alien weapon. "Where did she get that?" Veltar asked in terror. "Probably took it from a guard. The violent prisoners are very resourceful." "Jin," Yun-Suk screamed, "the aliens are right here. Let us out, and we will bring you their heads as gifts." "No," Jin shouted. "Return to containment immediately." Jin looked at the alien commanders. "You really need to leave now." "If they steal a ship and follow you home, what would happen?" "They would hunt your entire species for fun. These are the humans who were banished for enjoying violence too much." The fake security alert continued. More prisoners appeared on screens throughout the station, all looking savage and dangerous. "Sir," Minho announced, "the guards are requesting permission to use lethal force." "Denied." "We do not kill our own people, no matter how dangerous. They are, just contain them." "But sir, they are demanding to be released so they can play with the aliens." Jin turned to Veltar and Vexai. "Commanders, I strongly advise you to jump to hyperspace immediately." "But our investigation, quote, your investigation is complete. You have learned that Earth is a human prison world. You have seen our most dangerous criminals trying to escape. You have confirmed that real human military power exists beyond your worst nightmares. What should we report to our superiors? Report that you encountered a human correctional facility? Report that the humans stationed here are the weakest and most peaceful of their species? Report that you do not want to meet the strong ones." The fake prison break reached its climax. All the screens showed prisoners running wild through the station while guards tried to contain them. "And most importantly," Jin added, "report that you recommend avoiding human space entirely." Veltar nodded rapidly. "We will leave immediately." "Good choice, and Commander, yes? If you ever encounter real human military forces from the core systems, do not resist. Surrender immediately and hope they are feeling merciful." The alien fleet jumped to hyperspace so fast they left energy trails in space. Jin collapsed in his chair. The greatest deception in human history was complete. "Did it work?" Dr. Yun asked. "We will know soon enough," Jin replied. 1 year later, Jin stood in his garden on Earth, watching the morning sunrise. In the distance, he could see ships landing at the new spaceport. Ships from a dozen different alien species, all bringing tribute and gifts to Earth. The story had spread faster than anyone imagined. Within months, every civilization in the galaxy knew about Earth, the human prison world. The place where humanity's most dangerous criminals were kept. Alongside their weakest citizens, trade routes had been rerouted to avoid human space. Wars had ended because no species wanted to attract the attention of the mysterious human empire. Pirates had given up piracy rather than risk encountering human peacekeepers. Dr. Yun walked up to Jin carrying a tablet. The Centauri Republic is asking for human protection from raiders again. What did you tell them? The same thing we tell everyone. We will pass their request along to the core systems and await instructions. And the raiders? They stopped attacking Centauri ships the moment they heard humans might get involved. Jin smiled. Fear is more powerful than any weapon. Do you ever feel guilty about lying to the entire galaxy? Jin thought about it. Sometimes, but look around. He gestured to the peaceful sky, the busy spaceport, the alien diplomats walking through human cities. The galaxy has not seen a major war in over a year. Piracy is almost extinct. Trade is flourishing. Weak species are protected from strong ones. All because they think we are monsters. All because they think someone is watching who will stop monsters from hurting innocent people. A new ship landed at the spaceport. It was from the hegemony. Commander Veltar himself climbed out and walked toward the human embassy, carrying what looked like a peace treaty. The greatest weapon, Jin said quietly, was not a warship or a bomb or a planet killer. It was the simple human ability to convince others that the truth was whatever story served the greater good. And if they ever discover the real truth? Jin looked up at the stars. Somewhere out there, billions of aliens lived in peace because they believed in a lie.